So what do different paints do? Let's look. Very first thing I'm gonna do is grab some watercolor paints and then some gouache. Both watercolor and gouache are made by Winsor & Newton. And then the Acryla gouache. This is made by Holbein. I think I said that right. And then there's the Acrylics, which is made by Liquitex. I've never been a huge fan of acrylics because for me it's like painting with mud. The acrylic gouache goes on pretty much like regular gouache. And then there's just gouache and watercolor, which are pretty much identical, except for gouache has a little bit more pigment in it. And this makes it more opaque, and watercolor is more transparent. But what I want you to see is how the gouache and the watercolor are very flat. They're matte, there's no shininess to it. And look at the acrylics, they're glossy. There's a shine. Now that's one thing. The other thing is acrylics are waterproof. Now the cool thing about acrylic gouache is it's also waterproof, but it retains its flat matte texture like gouache. And gouache, as you can see, is not waterproof. And of course, neither is watercolors. I hope this helps, and I highly recommend playing with watercolors and gouache before moving on to acrylic gouache or acrylics. They're cheaper and a whole lot easier to work with.